one of those rounds, everybody wanted to stop it, including the referee, the trainer. And I said, no, I want one more. Because in my head, I was thinking, if he punches me, maybe I won't wake up.
Power punches to Pacquiao.
How are you doing? You want to keep on?
Were there some other things going on that you wanted to die in the ring?
Of course. I wanted my whole life to die. The whole life that I was living at the time, you know, having to go through rehabs, having to go through, you know, all this fame and money and women and this and that. It was just overwhelming.
They called it the dream match, a clash of two titans, destiny colliding with destiny. And when the bell rang, no one could have imagined what would unfold. December 6, 2008, a fight that defied logic, a living legend against an unstoppable force. One man, a 6-division world champion, the golden boy of boxing. The other, a relentless warrior from the Philippines, rising through the ranks with a ferocity the sport had rarely seen. In boxing, size matters, and when Oscar De La Hoya and Manny Pacquiao stepped into the ring in Las Vegas, many expected the much bigger De La Hoya to celebrate a knockout win, but what transpired left fans and experts stunned.
But sooner or later, he's going to land something. You have to believe that.
Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya.
How did this fight mark the end of an era for one legend and the dawn of global superstardom for another? And why was the outcome so shockingly different from what experts predicted? Stay tuned as we dive into the incredible backstory of Manny Pacquiao versus Oscar De La Hoya, a fight that changed boxing forever. To understand this fight, we have to go back to East Los Angeles, where a young Oscar De La Hoya grew up in a family of fighters. A child of Mexican immigrants, Oscar was raised in a world where boxing was more than just a sport. It was a way of life. His father and grandfather had both been boxers, but it was Oscar who would become a star.
Here's a man who was pushing me every single day.
Well, people around the sport of boxing these days are singing the praises of an 18-year-old from East Los Angeles by the name of Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar De La Hoya has rung up an amateur record of 196-4. He hasn't lost a fight in the last 4 years.
A prodigious talent, he exploded onto the boxing scene at the 1992 Olympics, capturing gold and the hearts of fans worldwide. But his journey to that moment was filled with personal tragedy. Just months before the games, his mother, Cecilia, lost her battle with cancer.
I have no idea how I did it. I remember qualifying for the team because after she had passed, I decided I just didn't want to fight anymore. And one day I just said, you know what, now, if she was here, she would want me to fight and continue. And so I qualified for the team and I went to Barcelona.
The story of the grieving young man fighting for gold resonated deeply, but it was his star power and talent for punching people in the face that made him can't miss.
Look, as a kid, I started fighting at 5 years old, 6 years old, and I was already conditioned to be a champion, to be a role model, to be the hero of the people, of my family at that age. And so I felt it, that people started treating me differently. And so you become a robot. Over the years, I'm winning national titles, Golden Gloves, this, that, Goodwill Games, the Olympics. I become the golden boy. I'm only, 17, 18 years old.
Broken body shot by De La Hoya. He's just busted up Chavez.
What a brave man Oscar De La Hoya is.
Hatton's gonna stop it, I think.
He's brave.
De La Hoya's right there. It's Leonard Hearns all over if Halpern stops this fight.
He couldn't win it the way he wanted to. He went back to his original, and it happened the way a money punch, which has defined his career.
By the time he faced Manny Pacquiao, De La Hoya was already a 6th-division champion and had long solidified his status as boxing's biggest star. But had the years of grueling battles and hard living taken their toll on the golden boy? Across the Pacific, in the hard scrabble streets of the Philippines, a storm was brewing. A young boy named Manny Pacquiao was focused on proving the impossible possible. Born into grinding poverty, the young Pacquiao often went days without a proper meal, surviving on scraps and selling donuts and cigarettes on the streets just to earn a few pesos. Boxing was his way out, a way to put food on the table and escape a life of struggle.
We don't have our own house, we don't have land, we don't have even food. We just, we have to work every day to make money to buy food.
He had no idea.
Pacquiao may take care of it.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel. You gotta continue?
And almost a resignation in the eyes of Ledwaba.
His talent was undeniable. He became a champion in the Philippines before making his way to the United States for a star-making performance against Lenolo Ledwaba.
I'm so happy I built this gym because without this, Pacquiao and I would have never met. So it was the greatest day of my life. So one day Manny Pacquiao walked through that door right there, and I was doing mitts with somebody else in the ring, and he asked me, he's like, "Hey, you're good in the mitts, can we do some rounds?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So he came up, and after one round, I went to my people, I said, "Wow, this guy can fucking fight." And
It's always a little better than I thought.
Down again.
And that
He
was
might
with the
be
left
out this
hand,
time.
Rich.
That's it. Ricky Hatton is done. Knocked out in the second round by Manny Pacquiao. Is there any question that he is the best fighter in the world right now?
He just cemented his legend.
Not only is he the best fighter in the world.
Freddie Roach and Manny Pacquiao would prove to be an unstoppable team. By 2008, Pacquiao had conquered the featherweight and lightweight divisions. But moving up to face De La Hoya at welterweight, that seemed like a step too far.
Because Oscar, you can fight anybody for big, big money. Why go against this guy? Where, look, he's a much smaller man, and isn't there more to lose against a much smaller man?
Well, the fact that they challenged me.
Everybody challenges you, Oscar.
Absolutely. the best fighter in the planet. The fact that he challenged me. The fact that he said he can knock me out.
well, I'm training Pacquiao for the fight. He's ready. He's in great shape. Oscar's a great fighter. We have a big challenge in front of us, but we're ready for that challenge.
My motivation has been his youth, his speed, his power. My motivation has been his relentlessness.
Now all the talking's done though. The fight's here. Now it's a boxing match, and the best man will win.
Can Manny Pacquiao, this mini typhoon from across the Pacific, blow through yet another weight class, or two of them?
Every seat in the house is filled. There are Mexican flags, American flags, and Filipino flags to be found throughout the crowd. Some consider that De La Hoya may be looking for a signature win on which to end his career. But in the last few days, he has said, "I'm relaxed, I'm enjoying it. Maybe I'll fight till I'm 40.
December 6, 2008. The MGM Grand buzzed with anticipation. Many expected an easy night for De La Hoya. Instead, they witnessed something shocking and unforgettable.
They call this a dream fight, a good dream, a bad dream, an exciting dream. Let's find out.
He takes a straight left hand and a right hook from Pacquiao and seems intent on retaliating. But already Pacquiao shows you that he wants to move in, move out quickly. Move in, land a flurry, move back out of De La Hoya's range. And the quickness of Pacquiao is a factor in round one.
Those two punches have reddened Oscar's face already. Oscar used to dominate smaller guys when he was a young fighter. He was always put in with guys a weight division or two less than him. He isn't doing it yet.
I think the speed has been bothersome for Oscar throughout the round, who simply can't believe how easily Pacquiao snakes his left hand right through the middle of De La Hoya's guard. Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya.
Go, and he can't read you. Hindi niya mabasa yung galaw mo. Don't just walk in behind the face and the head movement and the beard, yeah. A little bit of movement. He can't handle your speed, son.
Okay. Oscar is maybe trying to lay a trap, but Manny is too smart and too fast for him.
If you keep taking punches, I'm stopping the fight. Okay?
That's it. Let's go.
Fight is over.
Manny Pacquiao has beaten Oscar.
Manny was on top of the world. A fighter once doubted for being too small had, against all odds, forced the great Oscar De La Hoya into retirement with a terrifying combination of speed and power. For boxing, this was a changing of the guard. Pacquiao would prove to be a star for the ages and would go on to become an 8-division world champion. De La Hoya would never box again. One fight, two icons. Truly a legendary night